Back and forth we go. Games 1 through 4 are split. It is 2-2 after 4 games here in the finals of the LGPSN, AHLPSN finals. And no one is giving ground yet. Hi, everyone. T-Sibs, Maranaconda, V-High with you once again tonight as we bring you the finals. Games 5 and 6 tonight live to you on YouTube. And again, joining me now, V-High, Maranaconda. V-High, we are minutes away from a game starting up here, and we saw some incredible action the last couple of days. Teams are getting together. We are incredibly close to the start of this one with 2 players still missing as we take a look at the locker room setup here live. And so far, no surprises on this starting lineup. We are seeing pretty much what we expected. And as we said, lineup set for tonight. Rockford going with Let's Go Blues and Rhino as both Mike and Jonathan mentioned. Cameragraph is the one player they are still waiting for at this point. And defense coming back with OSU Bucks and Kyle Y12. Schneider back in net again tonight for Rockford. Hartford going with Durst at center. Wally at left. Tommy LeagueGamer in the right. Left wing, left D is General Patton, right D Blade Runner. And the goalie is Jones again. Been pretty hot so far in this game, and he's going to get the start tonight for Hartford. So we're still waiting on General Patton. And as we said, General Patton for Hartford, Cameragraph for the Rockford Ice Hogs. And I don't think we saw much juggling of lineups today. We did see a long time before the Game 6 lineup got in. Both teams had kind of left it alone for a little while today and finally got it in. But, yeah, not a lot of, at least not that I could tell, a lot of gaming with the lineups tonight. I don't think we've seen any notification yet about any issue with Cameragraph showing up tonight. Um, Interesting. You would think a guy like him would want to be in the lineup and play against a team that traded him. It was Hartford who traded him over to Rockford, and there have been a lot of, as we mentioned, a lot of moves back and forth. Camegraph coming over in what was basically an 8-player trade. The Wolves sending him Smurf and Trolls, Big Wilbur, Squall, and the Ice Sox sending back Boomer, 879, McLovin, who's been playing well so far, and Snake, who will be in the second game, Game 6 tonight. Big trade there, and Camegraph has played pretty well for Rockford, but had an issue the other night, was not able to show up, and so far we are at least 5 minutes into what should be game time. And for the finals, I tell you what, Vihai, they've been really good. These, Beefy and Chiz, talking in their chat, have been really good about, hey, don't worry about if there's an issue, we'll work with you and we'll get you back in line and get everything going here. We're not going to take a any kind of forfeit or anything like that. These guys want to play the games.
Um, just like Mike said with the defensive matchups, this could be either a shutdown defensive game for Hartford, or we might see one of these sides break it open. And I can't wait to watch this because it's going to be fun.
Okay.
Well, we are getting to now the game. Everyone showed up, so we are going to switch over and get you to the live game now coming up. And we are getting set here for Game 5. Rockford and Hartford. Hartford, the home team tonight. And now we are ready for the face-off, and now we have a little bit of a hold.
Pause right out of the gates, trying to build the tension here, and it's working.
Continue to hold here until we come back.
Well, interesting right out of the gates again tonight. Here we go. Well, maybe not. Psych.
Just kidding.
Well, we have another pause, and I'm not sure what this is about. We'll find out in a minute. Any keys to talk about, guys?
Mike?
Well, like we said, we'll see what happens here. We'll see if Cush coming in cold, who hasn't played in this series yet either. We'll see what happens. They're kind of scrambling to pick up players over there in Rockford, and the Wolfpack are ready and primed to go here.
Yeah, this will be a fun one as we're about to get going, hopefully right now.
And we are underway now as the puck is dropped and the play starts out in the Hartford zone, but they will break out. Now kick back out. Rockford moving in behind the net. Wraparound try is no good. And now Hartford starting back out with Durst. Now Wally. Shot on net, slips under a pad and goes in. And a quick, tough goal given up by Schneider.
You gotta believe that's exactly what the Wolfpack wanted to do, come out here and score an early goal. Let's see if they can continue to attack.
And here we go. Once again, Rockford jumping in the box, out killing a penalty first 3 minutes of the game here. This is not the start that they were hoping for.
So on the power play, Hartford now trying to work it. General Patton, slap, deflected by Durst, but wide. Still fighting for the puck is Durst. Now back over to Patton. The puck slips on the corner of the crease and poked in finally. And that looks like Tommy LeagueGamer who gets the goal on that one. That puck sat there for a while. And quickly, Hartford out 2-0. As
This
the puck
is a really
back.
high-paced start for the Hartford Wolfpack, and if they can keep this up, Rockford might be in trouble in this game.
Rockford now trying to work the puck. Slips in front of the crease. Covered up, though, by Jones. Quick start for Hartford in this one. Rockford off the face. Slapper is saved by Jones and now comes back out and into the Rockford zone. Looks like it's an offside. So we'll get another face-off with 13:22 left to go. Patton working it in. Finds Tommy. He's double-teamed, and Rockford comes away with it. Rhino still holding. Finally gets knocked off by Blade Runner. He'll pass it out of the zone. That's Tommy. Tommy LeagueGamer still holding on to it. Wally now. And his play is broken up, but he gets it right back. And now finally Rockford gets it out of the zone. 9.5 left to go in this first period, and Hartford with a quick 2-0 lead on this one, and Rockford trying to work back in here. Patton working it out. Blade Runner gets it to the mid zone, over to Wally, who dumps it in. Tommy again. Loses it behind the net. Wally gets it back. Pass out in front. There's no one there. Tommy intercepts it again. Durst. And now the puck still loose. Rockford trying to get it out, and they finally do. And now Rhino starts back.
That's a well-timed hit by Blade Runner there. He knew he had the support on the backside from his center, and he just stood the man up at the blue line there. That's a great job by Blade Runner.
Penalty coming up on Rockford.
Penalty.
Yep, and this will be another Hartford power play. We're under 5 minutes in the first period. Hartford up 2-0. Kept the puck in the zone, still keeping it in. Durst, now to Patton. Looking for someone. Now behind the net with it. Tries a wraparound, but a save by Schneider, and the puck is still loose, but Rockford will work it out. Now back the other way as Rhino tries to get a backhander off. Nice save by Jones, and they're still fighting for it in the corner. Durst comes away with it. Here's Tommy LeagueGamer. He gets tripped, and that's going to be another Rockford penalty.
A couple seconds ago, Wally kept the puck in at the point there, and he was almost in position to create a point there for the Wolfpack to get their third goal of the game.
Hartford with General Patton starting it out. Now Blade Runner up to Tommy LeagueGamer. Now setting up on the power play. Tries a wraparound. It's blocked off by OSU Bucks. Now back out to General Patton. Blade Runner's shot is blocked. And now taken back out. Hartford intercepts and starts back out again. LeagueGamer dumps it in. We are approaching the 1 minute mark here in the first period. Play has settled down, but Rockford has not been able to get their offense really going yet.
Well, I tell you what, Sibs, they're really struggling right now, doing everything. They're kind of all over the place. They can't get into the zone clean. Hartford's really doing a great job of breaking up every pass that they make, and they're all over them right now. And Rockford's in for a hell of a game coming up here.
We are done with the first period. It is a 2-0 Hartford lead. 2 shots on goal for Rockford, as you see. 6 total for Hartford, and 2 of them have gone in.
I think Rockford really needs to get their together here. They got to stay out of the box. They've already taken 3 penalties. They've given up a power play goal. They got to settle down. They got to get positionally sound here, or they're just going to continue to get run over by Hartford, who has really come to play tonight.
Wally and Tommy the Gamer, the first 2 goals in this game, have put Hartford up, and now we start the second. And Rockford will try and start something going here offensively. Dump it on net. A little tricky, but Jones handles it. Now Patton tries to get it out, intercepted by Rhino. Finally out of the Hartford zone, and Rhino will try and come back with it. He's triple teamed, gets by all 5 guys, almost gets a puck on net, but that one trips in, and that looks like it was just pushed in. And that might be, I can't tell if that was Kyle or if that was Camegraph who got it. But now it is a 2-1 Hartford game. They come right back the other way. And on a breakaway, not able to put that one away was Tommy the Gamer.
I believe that might have been King of Kush, but I can't see their numbers.
Huh. Well, that's, again, that was not the original lineup. But anyway, we'll get back to the action here as Rockford is trying to drive again and tie this one up. Rhino gets a shot on net. Jones is covering the corner, and he'll cover the puck and hold. Face off deep in the Hartford zone, and a shot off the corner, off of the point. Nice save by Jones as he had to go to his left to get it. Now Hartford behind the Rockford net, but the Ice Hogs will come out with it. Rhino tries to dump it in, intercepted, and now Patton. Wally starts out with it. Now Durst. Broken up, and the Ice Hogs will try again.
And here we go again, Sibs. They're going back in the box here, and Rockford has got to stay out of the box. It sounds like a broken record, but I bet you they have taken over 15 penalties in this series so far, if not 10 at least. They have got to stay out of the box as Patton takes a nice one-timer from the point here.
Still working with it deep in the zone. That's going to get covered up by Schneider. And we'll get another face-off with 1:28 left to go in the power play.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. They really do need to stay out of the box because Hartford is they have their relentless.
Nice
power
pass
play
in
and-
front for Durst, and that is a goal. Good pass by Wally to Durst, putting Hartford up now 3-1, and there is yet another full power play coming up here. Getting ugly quickly for Rockford. Patton tries to keep it in. It's broken up and now back out. Rockford trying to pick it up. Good save by Jones. Another save. Minute left to go in the Hartford power play. And that will be stoppage in play with 54 in the power play. Hartford at the 10-minute mark of the second period with a 3-1 lead, trying to keep it in the Rockford zone, but it's cleared. Patton brings it into the zone, throws it around. Durst gets it out front, kicked away by Schneider into the corner, and now Hartford still holding on to it. Tommy the Gamer looking to pass it off to Wally, but it was broken up. Still in the Rockford zone, now finally out.
I'll tell you what, Sibs, now is not the time for Rockford to get impatient. They need to settle down. They're still in this game. It is only a 2-goal game still. They need to just settle down, get positionally solid, and play their game. They're kind of all over right now, and the goalie's passing the puck out when there's guys all over the place taking a high chance there. They need to just settle in here because Hartford has really come to play.
Face-off won by Hartford. They start back out, and it's a one-on-one here. Wally, but a good defensive play. He is able to get it off to Tommy LeagueGamer, who slams it home. And Hartford now up 4-1.
Wow, that's just a beautiful goal by Hartford there. Ice Hogs are going to have to do some work to get back in this game. Just under halfway to go.
Hartford starting out again. Now LeagueGamer trying to drive in. Poke checked away by Kyle, and LeagueGamer gets it back out to Durst, who could not get a shot off, and now he's trying to find another play. And it gets poke checked away, and out starts the Rockford Ice Hogs, and again broken up by Hartford. And they move out LeagueGamer on the right side. 3 minutes left to go, second period. It is 4-1 Hartford. And the Ice Hogs trying to get something desperately going offensively.
Well, I tell you, Sibs, Hartford is really playing calm, cool, and collected in this one. They're all over Rockford. Rockford just does not have an answer for their forecheck right now. They don't have an answer for their offensive possession. They just do not have an answer flat out for Hartford right now, who is just all over them with patience and timing.
Puck dumped into the zone as the second period comes to an end, I think, in one last opportunity. And Hartford not able to connect, but they have taken now a commanding 4-1 lead over the Ice Hogs, up 2-0 after the first. It was King of Kush who came in for Camergraph in this game, and he is playing now on the right wing for Rockford. He got it to 2-1, but then Durst and LeagueGamer, who have played well in tonight's game, put now the Wolfpack up 4-1 heading into the third period.
Yeah, the Hartford Wolfpack are doing everything they wanted to do so far tonight, and they only have 20 more minutes here to close it out and take a 3-2 series lead. So let's see what happens here, and if Rockford can get something going on offense.
It looks like we have a fight going on, and so a little bit of a stoppage of play. What else can Rockford do at this point?
Try and gain momentum by fighting. That's apparently what they're thinking.
This is the only thing they can do, guys, is try and get some momentum, try and get some EA karma going in their favor. Maybe they can start getting some bounces. But like I said before, Hartford's all over them. They are just dominating this game. And, it's just, hey, could happen here. Rockford gets a big fight win right there. So we'll see if that really helps them in their EA karma exploits from this point on.
That was a wonderful knockout to watch from the press box, I must say.
Third period here. It's still early, but Rockford's going to need a lot of work to get back into this one, as now Hartford starts back out again. Wally maneuvers. Puck tumbles into the crease, but now held up by Schneider. We'll get another face-off to his left. Blade Runner over to General Patton. His shot is saved. Fighting in the corners, Wally now back up to Patton. Another shot on goal, another save by Schneider. Partially deflected, now back into the right corner as we're watching this game. And out of the zone, Hartford regroups. 16-minute mark left to go in this third. Hartford up 4-1, and Rockford starts out. Shot on net, saved by Jones. Puck is loose in front, now taken by Rhino. And his pass is intercepted by Blade Runner, and he starts out. Looks like we have a disconnect there for a Hartford player. Or actually, no, that's the fight. That's you're right. And so Rockford starts back in with the puck, but intercepted, and now Durst will throw it in. 13 left to go in this third period.
Well, I tell you what, Hartford has really bounced back well from their loss in the second game last night. They are playing calm, patient hockey here, and it's really showing as the Rockford gives up a breakaway here.
ISOG's coming back and trying to get something going under 11 minutes now, and a couple of nice saves by Jonesy. And again, another save by Jones. Rockford now starting to show a little more offense, better passing, but Jones has been up to the task, and now Hartford offside will have a face-off with 9:34 left to go. And remember, Rockford, I believe, burned both their timeouts or both of their pauses, so there's not going to be a chance for that to happen.
Yeah, they're starting to turn up the pace on offense just a little bit here, and we'll see if they can get something going. We do know that it doesn't take this team long to score a bunch of goals. They score them kind of consecutively, so let's see if they can get back in this game inside the last 10 minutes.
Hartford dumping the puck in the zone, trying to kill time. Rockford now gets it in behind the Hartford net. Puck is loose, still sitting behind the net, still being fought for. Rhino comes out with a good save by Jones, another save. And Jones is having a magnificent game in the second half of this one, keeping them at one goal. And now Tommy the Gamer starts out.
Those were some outstanding saves.
5-minute mark now, third period. Hartford with a comfortable 4-1 lead. And a very good shot to bring this one to 3-2 for their side. Rockford fighting, though. Wraparound attempt, no good. Another shove by Rhino to try and get that one jammed in. That's no good. Puck tossed out by Hartford. Will not be an icing. We're under 3 minutes now in the third period, and a miracle is going to have to happen. Pass broken up by Tommy LeGamer. He leaves Blade Runner all alone, and his breakaway is no good. He goes wide left. And now it is back to Rockford. They are in the zone, and we've hit the 1 minute mark left to go in this game. And Hartford, with an amazing game tonight, firing on all cylinders and playing great defense, has stymied Rockford in this one and continue to drive offensively. General Patton tries a pass in front for Tommy LeGamer, broken up, and Rockford comes back with 36 on the clock. Pass in front, tipping attempt is blocked by Jones. Another solid save.
Jones has been outstanding tonight. He is saving everything that has come his way, and he's showing that he's really come to play tonight. And we'll see if he is in fact, in the second game here for Hartford, as he is playing outstanding.
22 seconds left to go in this third. And now Hartford just trying to run it out. Pass up to Wally. He's got a partial break. Poke checked away by Schneider, and now Hartford gets it back. A backhander by LeGamer is saved by Schneider. Now back out of the zone. And we reach the last few seconds. We're going to have an offside. And Hartford is going to go up 3-2 in this one, looking to close out in the next game. Time has expired, and gentlemen, we have a Hartford team up by 1 game in this one. Good goaltending by Jones. Solid offense right up front by this Hartford team. And Rockford looked like they were never in this.
They really didn't, Sibs. They were struggling all game, but that, give credit to Hartford. That's all Hartford. General Patton and Blade Runner shut them down defensively. Their forwards all played great defense tonight as well. Jonesy Bravo stood on his head. He played a great game. That's an amazing team win for Hartford. Everybody chipped in from Wally to Durst to Tommy, Blade Runner, General Patton, Jonesy. My player of the game goes to Jonesy. He was outstanding in that game. He made some really big saves to keep that lead and allow the forwards to build on that lead and take this game down 4-1, stopping 15 shots. That's just an outstanding job by Hartford. That's a big team win to go up 3-2 in this series.
It is, and Hartford really did everything they wanted to do in that game. They were all over the ice. They really didn't let the Ice Hogs settle down at all, and the Ice Hogs basically spent most of the night playing catch up the way that Hartford was out there defending and attacking on offense. It was a great showing for the Wolfpack, but we'll have to see what happens in Game 6 because the Ice Hogs can strike back, and thus far in this series have done so in the very next game. So really exciting to see, but we could have it wrapped up tonight for sure after Game 6. We'll have to see how it turns out.
Well, you can see that a goal and 2 assists there for Wally. Durst with also a goal and 2 assists. 2 assists for Blade Runner, and LeagueGamer 2 goals and 1 assist in this game as well for Hartford. Getting a lot of good activity from their entire team and their offense. And, again, just looking like we have another solid second game of the night coming up. And, Rockford, obviously, Mike, is going to feel like they need to really save themselves from an elimination right away.
Well, they aren't going to feel like it. They have to. It's do or die time. And, that game to me looked like a team versus a bunch of individuals. Hartford really came to play. They played a team game for 200 feet all along the ice. They were great in the offensive zone. They were super patient in the offensive zone. They were super patient and positionally sound in the defensive zone. They were great in the neutral zone. They just played an all-around team game and really just kept Rockford completely scrambled and a mess in that entire game. It wasn't, and Rockford kept taking the penalties. They've got to stay out of the box. That is their Achilles heel in this series so far. It's cost them 2 games now, and they just got to get it together. They got to get it dialed in. You can really tell that Hartford is playing together like a team, like they have all season, and you can kind of tell that Rockford's kind of flailing and mixing stuff up, throwing ingredients into the mixture to see if they'll taste good together. And so far in that game, they didn't. We'll see if they can come back in Game 6 and tie this series up. But with the way that Hartford just put that game out there, they really have come to play tonight.
They really have. It was a very outstanding performance for Hartford as a team, and Jonesy as a goalie. He stood on his head. As much as the Ice Hogs were playing catch up, they were having some pretty good chances on net, and he came up huge multiple times. But so far that's kind of been the story for the Wolfpack is play solid defense, but when they do break down, their goalies have had their back big time in this series, which is a big reason why they're now up 3-2.
Well, Jonesy not only was making those initial saves, he was making saves 2 and 3. When the rebounds were dropping out into the slot and they'd bang another one at him, he was right there in position to stop it. He had an amazing game and definitely dominated in the defensive zone. And, everybody needs to go give Jonesy a tap on the pads for that game because he played outstanding.
Well, we've got one of the participants in this game. I think you've shown up now, gentlemen, if you want to.
This is Big Lammers.
Yeah. Okay, so no.
Hey, how's it going?
There you go. And he is now on the line with us. And what a game, huh? That was maybe about as dominant as I've ever seen any team against the Ice Hogs tonight.
Hey, that's always a team effort with us, and that line played outstanding again tonight. And they've played outstanding all season since Beefy put them together, you know what I mean?
Talk about your goaltender tonight, Jones, who maybe didn't get a lot of activity early on, but, man, he made some couple of combination saves in tonight's game that kept them at 1 goal tonight.
Well, I was, I watched that game with Beefy, and all the way through, I'm talking about Jonesy played outstanding. I mean, you can't say no one out there will say he didn't. I mean, 15 saves, bunch of huge saves at the end of the game, and that's why I told Beefy give Jonesy the game. So I'm gonna watch this one.
Well, it's a little less stressful when you're watching, but also as a competitor, you do want to play in big games and stuff. So I know you guys have been competing with each other for playing time, and really, I think it's made the Wolfpack a more dangerous team because of that competition. Have you guys noticed any improvement as a group when you guys were kind of fighting back and forth for who's going to start tonight?
Well, I mean, I had commitments in another league during most of the regular season, so Jonesy stepped in at the end of the year, and he played outstanding. And when the playoffs came, I knew I had to step up, and he stepped up too. And it's been great. I mean, it's a battle every night. You could pick either one of us, and we could steal a game, but a lot of the time it's just a team in front of us. I mean, we're getting 5, 6 save wins. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's got to be great having two goaltenders that you can rely on. Both of you guys have played outstanding all playoffs. I mean, you guys have only lost just a handful of games. I think you can count them on one hand. And it's just, that I think that competition is breeding nothing but success for you guys.
Oh, like I said, it's a battle every night. I mean, when I let in 6 goals the other night, I knew what that meant. You know what I mean? That's just how it's gonna go. You go with the hot hand, and I mean, I played well last night. We had a tough loss and a big win, but Jonesy stepped in tonight, and you got to go with the hot hand when it's there. I mean, I know as well as you guys do. You got to go with who's hot at the time.
Yeah, well, right now it seems like you guys haven't been able to make a wrong move. You've done really well throughout the playoffs, and so far in the series, you're able to take another lead tonight, and you have a chance to wrap it up here in Game 6. It has to be satisfying to be playing such good hockey at the right time of year with the Wolfpack. You guys have done outstanding in the playoffs.
It's been an all season thing, to be honest with you. I mean, Beefy's tweaked this lineup just to perfection. He's got everybody clicking, everybody's going. We're warming up, we're chatting all day. You know what I mean? Everything's going well for us right now, and that's how you win championships.
It certainly is. That's a great attitude to have, and I look forward to watching the rest of this series, whether it's 1 or 2 games. You obviously hope it's 1, but I don't know, kind of selfishly, you guys are playing such great hockey, I could use 1 more.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens here, and hopefully it's another barn burner, because this is a hell of a series, and I'd love to get into another game, but I'd also like to finish it off tonight and get this over with.
Yeah, go straight from point A to point B, just get it done, right?
Yeah, no need for any heroics. Rockford's a great team. You don't want to go down to a 1-game battle with Rockford. It's all season we've battled with them, and this playoff series has been a battle, and I wouldn't expect anything less.
Me either. Well, thank you very
Everybody
much for
wanna go
joining us.
there.
It was
Yeah,
great
yeah.
having you on, and good luck to you. Maybe you win a championship tonight. If you do, congratulations.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, guys, and you guys are doing a great job. I know the community appreciates it, so shout out to you guys.
Thanks,
Thanks,
man.
man. We
Thanks.
appreciate you.
Yeah, have a good one.
Good luck in Game 6, buddy.
Oh, I'll be watching.
And that was Big Lammers, the 1A and 1A goaltenders for Hartford, as they're able to put out an unstoppable goalie just about every single time they take the ice. Sibs, I know you as the goaltender watch goalies closely. Must be nice having a duo like that. What do you think?
I tell you what, some of the more successful teams we've seen this season, all the ones who don't have that drop off from their number one goaltender, I think these two teams are no exception. On the other side, Schneider did not have a great game, but look, he's an NHL goaltender. And they've got Rask as well, who's played well. They didn't have great goaltending earlier this year, but Rockford didn't need it early on. As they went on in the season and into the playoffs, they needed the ability to be able to, have good defensive games, and so they did get that good goaltending. But Lammers and then now Jones, who also was a latecomer to their team, have solidified that. And when you got that kind of tandem going, and you don't feel like you lose anything, and there are definitely times where Jones looks like he is just unbeatable. That's got to be disheartening for Rockford, and that is a huge benefit for Hartford in this one. And in the end, may wind up being the difference. When it comes down to a final game, if Rockford can win this one, do they put Jones back in net for Game 7? And is that a move that they're going to make? I don't know. Well, if we get to that, we'll see. Lammers has the second game tonight, and so we're going to see another good goaltender. But when push comes to shove at the end, what are they going to do if that comes to a seventh game? Right now, another reason why they would like to finish this out now, because we come to Game 7, everyone is fair game, and it's going to be interesting, really interesting to see who they start if they ever get there. Hartford has the advantage now. They want to close this out. They need a good game, a very good game from Big Lammers in Game 6 to make that a reality.
Yeah, and I also wanted to put out there, Beefy has some kind of breaking news for us to give out on the show about Game 6. Is he's going to be ECUing for Boomer. He can't make it tonight, and he's going to be ECUing a CHL player who has 16 games played and 75 points. So it is, I believe, Kev is the name of the CHL player that is playing as an ECU in Game 6. So big ECU move there for the Hartford Wolfpack here in Game 6 with about 20 minutes till the game starts.
Well, it's been interesting to see how we've had some of these last minute changes in a championship round. And again, we talked about it the other night, but between Chiz and Beefy, these guys really have to be pulling their hair out because you don't expect this to be the case. You would think these guys are going to be available, and when they're not, that has just got to be maddening. Not only because you expect them to be there and you plan your attack that way, but also because it's a scramble then to find somebody, and looks like Beefy may have had to scramble a little bit, but may have found a good substitute for this one.
It's got to be heart-wrenching, really. I mean, and I understand life comes up. Life does happen. This is, this is a recreational sport that we all, e-sport that we all take part of, but, on the other hand, I mean, we're kind of semi-professionals, all of us, we all take this very seriously. And, I mean, these guys are in the show. I mean, it's the finals. So, it's really unfortunate that guys can't make it. But like I said, life happens. But it just, it's tough when you got guys that have been there for you all season that are really extremely good players, and for whatever reason they can't make it to a finals game. That's just gotta, it's gotta rip your heart out, honestly.
Well, we are still a good bit of time away from the start of the second game tonight, Game 6 again, a 4-1 win by the Hartford Wolfpack, and what seemingly was a pretty dominant performance tonight by the entire team. Certainly the goaltending in this game for Hartford was a big difference, and Rockford is going to have to really come up with a good performance tonight. And one of the players in Game 6 has just joined us, and that is Goosechuck, for the left defenseman for the Rockford Ice Hogs. And Goose, thanks for joining us tonight. What is the, in a simple couple of words, what's the game plan for this one?
Oh, Mike, can't hear you, Mike.
Nah, still not hearing you.
Oh.
Now you're on mute.
Yep.
Okay, we'll get him figured out in a second.
Yeah. In the meantime, it's great to have him on. This is a guy that, has talked about interest in maybe broadcasting in the future with LG. So it's great to have him on. Talk to him, especially before, a little bit of a big game.
Got me now?
There you
There
go.
we
Yeah,
go.
we got you.
All right. There we go. I think I muted it. But to answer your question, I think the stereotypical line to say is win at all costs. But we're kind of running with a makeshift third line right now with Gilly on wing. What we're planning on doing, Gilly at wing, Stanley at center. And for all intents and purposes, it doesn't look like Camagraph is going to show up. So we're mainly to ECU on the wing. So we have the back end is pretty consistent with myself and Sond, and Rask, I believe, is in net. I didn't see what Chiz was picking, so it's either Rask, obviously, or Schneider. But I think the back end's consistent, so we're really going to have to step up on defense. But in front of us, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we get the best result we can, and that's a win, so we can play tomorrow night.
So no Kush for Game 6 either.
As far as I know, no. I'm pretty sure he played in Game 5. I don't know. I caught only the
Yeah.
third period of the last game, so
So
I
Gilly's moving over
believe
to
Shiz
left, or
attempted to switch them.
okay.
so Gilly's going to move to the left. Is that the case?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure if he's playing right or left. He's playing one of the wings. As far as I know, it's Gilly, Stanley at center, which is a great part about Stanley. He's been able to move around. I don't know if he's played center for us this year for Rockford, but he's said he's confident at center. So we'll see what he can do there, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do if Kama shows up or we're going to get an ECU. I don't know.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, you're expecting Cameron to show up. Okay.
So you guys have a big matchup here, but you have a confident group of guys, and you've been able to come back and bounce back after big losses all year. I don't expect any less from you guys. What's the mentality heading into a situation like this?
Well, after Game 5, at least from the outside looking in, it was frustrating to see a 4-1 loss because I know that we all know the team's better than that, and we know Rhino, Blues, and Kush up front are better than that. It was just an off game. It stinks to have an off game in the finals, Game 5, but it was an off game, and everyone has them. So at this point, our mentality is just to go in there and do what we need to do. I think something that we've lacked all series long is shooting the puck. So we're going to try to shoot the puck more, and that usually results in goals, unless Jones continues to play on top of his head because he has been playing insane. So we'll see. There's only so much we can control, but if we put pucks on net, that gives us obviously our best chance to score goals.
I agree with the puck possession that you guys generate in the offensive zone. It's the logical choice for you guys just to get them on the net a little more because you guys possess the puck like no other team. And I think that if you guys start getting them in there, making the goalie work a little more, I think you're definitely going to find some better results with that.
Yeah, that's my mindset. I always preach more shots. I mean, sometimes my wrist shots and slap shot from the blue line aren't the prettiest of things, and they don't always get through. But the way I look at it is the more shots, the merrier, because if you don't shoot, you can't get goals.
I agree.
Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen that hold true too, because the couple of games that you guys were able to win this series, you were getting great chances on net, and if you just keep pouring great chance after great chance, eventually the goalie's not going to be able to do anything about it. It won't be their fault. So, and you guys have shown the ability to do that. It'll be fun to watch. Are you excited about this situation? Game 6, all on the line here. It's, obviously just a video game, but we all love playing it. So there's got to be a little bit of adrenaline going, huh?
I'm not even kidding either. I've been pumped since last night. After and the thing with me, selfishly, I really want this win for myself because for whatever reason, I can't win in the playoffs. I'm 1-5 so far this season in the playoffs, and 4 of those games have been 1-goal games. So I almost feel cheated out of so many games because I feel like I've played well enough to help get wins, and we just haven't been able to as a team. So selfishly, for that reason, I'm excited, but also as a team, yeah, we're the best team in the regular season. obviously had so much hype going into the playoffs by ourselves and just in general how well we performed. So I really would like to win this for everybody involved who's stuck with the team the whole season and really worked their butts off to get to this point, and as a little bit of a redemption for our club Netflix and Chill losing in the Pro Series early this year in LG. I'd like to get one of these championships home for our team.
Well, you guys certainly have the roster to do it, and especially with the lineup you're putting out there in Game 6. I mean, there's really, you can't. The one thing I'll say about the way that Jay Claw's built this Ice Hogs team and the way Shiz has continued to help Kraz run it since he was gone is that this team has depth all the way up and down, even to the training camp, as you guys have had to win several playoff games with ECUs, just the way it goes. But you have a very deep team, and the way you guys are able to kind of just throw line after line after line at everybody usually can catch up with people, though the Wolfpack have proven to be a different animal. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be super interesting to watch. Is there anything you're looking at for how Hartford's going to play this game? Do you think they're going to be defensively tentative, like go out there and don't lose the cup, or do you think they're going to attack?
I think both teams will have the mindset of not wanting to lose the game, obviously, because you don't want to be. I think everyone, no matter what they say or what they think, everyone doesn't want to be that guy who let up a game-winning goal or something like that. So I think everyone has that mindset. But Hartford's very aggressive, at least when they run their top lines. They're very aggressive. They love to get out of the zone quickly. So that doesn't. I like to stay back a ton on defense. So I'm decently prepared for that myself. But as a team, when you get into a huge offensive zone rush, we have times where we get the puck in the zone for a minute, 2 minutes of game time at a time. You get caught up in that and you want to just score goals. So it's tough because Hartford's so ready to pounce on you if you make a mistake and can't get back on time. So I think that's one thing we need to pay attention to, myself and Sond, on defense, as well as the forwards need to, one of them needs to get back. The center, quote unquote, supposed to play the most defense out of the forwards or whatever. But, you want an extra forward back at some point during any sort of rush they have. And Hartford's really good at making you pay for your mistakes.
Yeah, they seem to have sticks and legs and bodies and stuff in all the passing lanes too. It's crazy to watch just how much they get in the lanes. But you guys, when you've gotten to moving the puck, I think it's, you've really gotten up the ice well in moving it D to D. You guys do that well. You move it D to D to open up out the weak side of the ice, and that's kind of what you got to do against these guys, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to, a lot of our breakouts where we struggle, we sort of try to rush it up the ice because we see a quick opportunity for a pass and it looks like, oh, this could be a 2-on-1, this could be a 3-on-2, whatever it may be. But I think we have the most success when we slow it down, figure out our breakout, and communication is a huge part. So when we can talk to each other and know what we're doing, it's a huge part. So as long as we, stay back in our zone, figure out our breakouts and not just rush it and make, when your player is skating into your own zone and you're just hucking it, no look up the ice because you think you can get to somebody. You really have to be, especially in a huge game like this, you have to be smart. So we got to take our time. I think that's our number one thing, is not to rush things.
Sure. I think patience is definitely key in this game for you guys, without a doubt.
Yeah. Sorry. We're getting close to game time here, and I'm looking at all these messages going. I love how you guys have been talking. I've seen some guys in the shout box, but the GMs in the GM chat, and I know you guys have talked to each other all season about things. How do you feel on a personal level with the group of guys that you've put together there? Are you guys all pretty tight-knit when you're there, ready to play and ready to kind of hopefully close out the season with 2 consecutive wins here and do what you set out to do at the very beginning of the year when everybody pinned you as favorites?
Well, it really, really helps when, again, most of our team was based around a group of guys who have played together for so long, and that helped a ton. But incorporating guys we traded for, mainly guys like Cush and Gilly, who came over from Hartford, and a couple other guys, I can't think of who else we traded for. But incorporating them in for the most part, I think we've got lucky because our personalities have all worked together well. We all, I can't say we're all going to be best friends and hang out every day after the season's over, but,
Of course.
we've all meshed well, and you got that. We have pretty much as much chemistry as we possibly could get for a bunch of guys who just talk through Skype chat or the party chat during games. So I think on that level we're good, but I would imagine most other teams also have that too. So we really need to somehow, find another way to make this work to continue our winning ways, because chemistry will get you far. Communication will get you far, but you need that perfect mix of everything. We've had that for a good amount of time, but we're running into a great team that's firing on all cylinders, and we haven't performed our best in some games. So I think on a personal level, though, I've enjoyed the season. I really appreciated everything Claus did for us, and then when he uh, was banned, Chiz really stepped in to help out Kraz, and they've done a great job. So I really appreciate all the work they put in, because I don't think people understand who just play games. I don't think they understand how much work it is to actually manage teams, and I really do appreciate all the work they've put in for us.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Well, we're about 4 minutes from game time or so, so I'm going to let you take off so you can get in the lineup and help this team move to a game 7. Good luck, Goose Chuck. It's great to have you on, and I look forward to hopefully doing some broadcasts with you in the future.
Yeah, I'm absolutely excited. I hope we can work something out come NHL 17. So thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, man. Take
Yeah,
it
good
easy.
luck tonight.
Thank you.
And that was Goose Chuck, the starting left winger in Game 6 for the Rockford Ice Hogs. Nice of him to come on so close to game time. And, of course, another big thanks to Big Lammers, who, on an off night, I guess we'll call it, came by and talked about the Wolfpack and their chances to hopefully wrap this up in a Game 6. So thank you to both of those gentlemen. And, we're only a few minutes away from game time here. Hopefully we can find a stream to get this one up. If anybody has one, please let us know. But we are about 3 minutes from game time, or setting up to be game time, and this could be the end of the LGAHLPSN season 2 tonight if the Ice Hogs aren't able to get this done.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's do or die time for Rockford, and they know it. They know it more than anybody else. They know exactly how hard they've worked to get to this point, and they don't want to go down without a fight here, and they're going to bring everything they possibly can. We'll see how the Wolfpack withstands the barrage that is going to be the Hogs in this game 6, and this is going to be a tightly contested game. I have a strong feeling, because it's all on the line. It's all on the line. This could be it, and this could push it to a game 7. We'll see just who comes out on top here in just a few minutes as we get ready to start game 6 of the LGAHL playoffs for the Calder Cup.
Yeah, this is a very big game, biggest of the season yet by far, obviously, and our first chance to see someone with the game ahead of them and the chance to end that game lifting the Calder Cup. That's a big deal here, and what are the chances that here in season 2, your season 1 champions are the first team to even have a chance to lay fingers on the cup here, as Rockford has a big mountain to climb in front of them. This will be super fun to watch because, like I said before, the Ice Hogs have found a way to respond all season to losses. They haven't had very many of them, and I'd be interested to see if they've ever lost 2 in a row, because I would be shocked if they did. This team comes back out firing most of the time. But then again, different setting when you're playing a 7-game series against a team like Hartford. So definitely can't wait to watch this one unfold.
So we may be getting our hands on a stream here, so we should be good to go for game 6 here. It looks like there is a little bit of time being requested here, so we're going to kind of just hold tight and bring game 6 to you as soon as we can here, as soon as we know something is in the works. So, we'll just kind of hang out and continue telling. We'll see what happens in this game. I hope there's a lot of people watching because, this is going to be highly, highly entertaining, and it's a good show. So, everybody out there, flip on your computer or your PlayStation and pull this game up because it's going to be highly entertaining.
So when we were talking to Lammers, I thought he was referring to the fact that he was saying, "Hey, let Jonesy play Game 5," but he was also talking about Game 6, and so Jones
Mhm.
Yeah.
will be in there, and smart move to try and close this one out. And then again, and then correct me if I'm wrong. In Game 7, either one of them still can play.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Anybody.
They've each
Anybody
played
can
2
play.
games.
Yep. Anybody can play in Game 7. Anybody across the lineup. So that's why Game 7s are so amazing. Is they're
Anybody.
it's the best of the best.
Yeah.
The best people on the team.
And
So
what usually happens in Game 7, at least so far this playoffs too, is that they don't just take. Neither team's probably just going to take their top line and stick them out there. I've seen Rockford a couple times earlier in this series put their game. I think it was against the Wolves. They put their Game 7 lineup as just a mix of their best forwards. Were able to get it done, and so for Game 7, you're right, Mike. You never know what could happen. You could see the same top line um, that you've seen, maybe Kraz and Shiz for Rockford, and maybe Hayes and Beefy for Hartford or something like that. Or they could go a totally different route if it got there. But I have a sneaking suspicion Beef and the Hartford Wolfpack really want to make sure that that doesn't even become an issue.
yeah, for sure. Sorry, I got
And
caught reading something.
no, that's all good. So we have in the lineup currently is Snick88, the blind ref, and then Boomer, who's supposedly being ECU'd for. We'll obviously find out for sure once the game gets up and who's in the dressing room.
Now,
And then Heineken's on left D and Vikes on right D for the Wolfpack with Jonesy in that again, as Sib said. And then on the Rockford side, Stanley's Cup, King of Kush, Fat Jilly. Goosechuck's on 13 and Schneider 24, as Goosechuck said when he was on just a few minutes ago. Um, very interesting lineups here for both of these teams in Game 6. All these guys getting their second game of the series, barring an ECU of some sort, and the goalies, of course. But this will be an interesting matchup because unlike a lot of teams, these teams aren't just throwing out what lineup they have left. They're throwing out 2 more super solid lineups here. So we're going to be hopefully treated to another beautiful game between these 2 teams. So far, they've put on 5 outstanding contests. I guess we don't know what to expect going into this game. Hartford could wrap this thing up. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know how to see this one going.
We'll see. We'll see if Rockford can get out there and play loose, or if they're going to be squeezing. They're going to be squeezing just a little bit. They got to be. It's all on the line. But they're all solid players. They're all professionals. I think they're going to come ready to play here, and we'll see if Hartford's squeezing a little. It's all on the line for them too. It's boom or bust in this game. They could win the Calder Cup possibly for the second straight season in a row, or they could be pushing to a Game 7 tomorrow night for all the marbles. So, both sides have a lot of pressure, but not too much. I mean, but a lot of pressure. Game 6 here, we're going to get going here very shortly, and these 2 teams are going to come out swinging.
well, I know that as we're seeing some notes going back and forth, it looks like maybe Rockford's going to need a little bit of time. At least that's what I'm seeing here. So I don't know if we're going to get started right away, but I think we have a couple of options for a stream tonight, and I think our buddy that we just got done talking to, Goosechuck, is going to provide us with a stream that we can watch tonight. Matter of fact, he is live.
Yep, that is so clutch.
That's Goose for you.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine this series having a chance to wrap up and not being able to see it. So thank you very much, Goose Chuck, for getting this stream up. We didn't watch 82 regular season games and play in 27, 28 of those games to then go to the playoffs and watch all these series come down between these teams and not watch the game.
Well, you talked, Mike, about Rockford, clutching the stick maybe a little bit too hard. But another part of this is, you're juggling players around. Obviously their defense is going to be okay, but you're juggling around the front line. Stanley's Cup is playing center for the first time in this championship round. Whoever their ECU is going to be in there as well. I'm sorry, Cameragraph we expect is going to be in there, although we don't know what's going on there. Hartford on the other side too. Looks like they're probably going to need an ECU. So hopefully we get these lineups straightened up. But it's as much as Rockford may have to definitely have their backs up against the wall. They're also dealing with the fact that they're juggling guys around the front line, and that I don't know how much Stanley has played at center with Gilly or Cameragraph or whoever else winds up in there, and I gotta think that's got to be a factor too.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a factor. It just seems, almost detrimental that the ECUs are having to be, it's just, it constantly seems like, Rockford's tossing balls up in the air and trying to catch them. They're just, I'd really like to see them get it dialed in a little bit here, but hey, it is what it is. As the Wolfpack are going to need an ECU here as well, so this is going to be a tight game either way you look at it. I mean, with both teams needing an ECU, that's just going to take away from the chemistry just a little bit between those players and those skaters. So it's going to kind of add to the overall, I think looseness of this game. There's going to be a lot of, you know chances being taken out there. So, they're going to leave it all out on the ice. And, it's going to be highly entertaining, like I've said.
It is, and I guess we're just waiting to get going here still, but this is almost like pausing it twice at the beginning of the game, building more tension. What more can we say about these two teams? They both deserve to be here. They've proven that so far. This has been a street fight between these two teams, basically, as they go back and forth in this series. Really exciting that it could come down to this, or God forbid, another Game 7 tomorrow night. This has been really fun, but one of these nights it's going to be over, and we'll get to take a break.
And of course, we thank you guys for being able to join us for these broadcasts. It's been a lot of fun for us to do, and we obviously are thankful that we've had the opportunity to be here for LG and bring these games to you live and do our show every week. By the way, we will be on again one more time this Saturday to wrap everything up and have a lot of thoughts and a lot of opinions about how this season went. And hopefully we'll get some of these guys on from this final and be able to talk to them a little bit and see what they think their future holds in LG. And with 17 coming out in, I think Mike just keeps on saying 40 days. So that's in my mind. With that being the case, we'll hang tight. We'll hope for maybe a bonus week on NHL 17 if they get generous to us, and we will.
IHL coming up.
Yeah, and the IHL coming up, absolutely. That's going to be a lot of fun as well. That draft is in 2 days, I believe, on the 5th, and so we'll be getting that going. And who knows, maybe we'll try and bring you some of those games as well. But a lot of good action with LG. And we are getting close to Game 6 starting up here. I think both teams are ready. They're going to be joining the room now, and we'll go to that in a second. Yeah. So Kev, looks like we have a couple of replacements here. Kev F88 is at left wing,
Yep. Yep. That's the
and
CHL ECU. And then Lim Park is also ECUing here.
okay. And as I endeavor to try and find their play-by-play names, now I'm wondering why everyone's going to the middle of the room. Well, I'll give you guys a look-see as to what we're looking at here. But it looks like maybe they're reordering who's going to play where. But man, this
Maybe
is
they're doing a draft.
that's what it almost looks like. But I mean, you come this far, and then to have to be able to have to do this, where you've got to, find guys to play. That has just got to be incredibly frustrating.
Yeah. This late in the season too, at this point, Shiz, I'm sure, just wants to watch his boys go out and play. And right now he's working on an ECU that I believe is on his way. Um, but yeah, you got at this point you want to just watch your boys go out there and play as he does show up here. Um, Sibs, I'll bring it back to you to lead us into this game. This ought to be really fun.
Be incredibly fun, considering you have to learn who these guys are. So this is going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, we're about ready to get this game going, and teams
Park
are
right,
readying
Kev
up.
left.
Yeah.
No, I can't. No, need a link, gentlemen.
Copy it and paste it into
It's
the.
not working.
Yeah, we got it's Goose Chuck, and I think he might have shared that out, but we'll get that to you in a second. I'll leave that up to Vihai to get that to you. That's his responsibility.
Yep.
Wow, we
You
are
should be
piecemealing
doing
this one
behind the
together
scenes.
as quickly as possible. And the game is about ready to start here, and we will bring you to the action. And we are getting ready for the face-off right now. Stanley's Cup. Rockford wins the face-off, and they will control. Goose Chuck over to Son, and now back up to Stanley's Cup. Wraps it around. And now Hartford will start it out. Stanley's Cup trying to get in there. Broken up now by Vikes and taken back out. This is Sond. Hartford dumps it in. Goose. And now Rockford driving in, trying to get something going. Shot on net is partially blocked. Puck is loose. Pass in front, broken up. Hartford trying to control it and finally does. And in the Rockford zone, the Wolfpack trying to drive here. Fighting for it behind the net. Pass out in front to no one, and now Hartford loses the puck. Rockford trying to get something going again. Bit of a disjointed start to this one as we're under the 12-minute mark of the first period, no score. But now we've got a break coming, and pass is broken up as Gilly was trying to get on a break but was not able to come clear. Shot on goal is a save, but there to pick up the rebound is Gilly, and he has put Rockford on top 1-0 in this one.
Well, that's a great job by Goose Chuck there, just getting the puck to the net. Like he said on our broadcast before the game, he just flipped a wrister in there. He shot it low into the outside and basically used the goalie as the boards and bounced it right off his left pad right to the waiting stick, and he was able to put it in the back of the net there for first goal of the game.
Yeah, it has to be exactly how Rockford wanted to start this game. And we'll see if the Wolfpack can break the pressure, but Rockford might gain some steam after a goal that big.
Gilly with the first goal of the game at 9-12, putting Rockford in front 1-0, and Hartford, after a timeout, now trying to drive, and nice little NHL 16 glitch gives us a break in play. And Rockford wanting to add to this lead. Nothing is safe against either of these teams. Gilly gets a shot on net. Jones had the initial save, but Stanley's Cup slams it home. And another goal.
That was almost the same exact play. And, just from the other side, low outside slapper, went right off the goalie's pad and right to the waiting, crashing forward, who put it in the back of the net.
Nice play in Gilly, who now has a goal and an assist in this game. Second goal by Stanley at 11:02, and the Ice Hawks find themselves up 2-0 in this game. Coming back again to drive. Pass broken up. Gilly tries to get it in front. Shot is a save by Jones, and now Hartford trying to regroup. Puck is offside. The players are offside, and now a delayed offside call. And this is the start the Ice Hawks needed. Under the 6-minute mark. Hartford trying to maneuver. Pass is broken up, but we're going to get a penalty on Rockford. And Hartford getting their first power play tonight of this game. Shot.
This is a chance for Hartford to get right back in it here, Sibs. They need to get a goal on this power play, or at least get some serious shots on goal to help shorten this lead here.
One minute left to go in the power play. Hartford breaks out now, and we're going to get another penalty. This will give us a 5-on-3 for Hartford for the next 54 seconds. Face-off won, but cleared all the way out. Hartford now driving in again. Pass intercepted by Gilly. He flips it over the boards, but will not be a penalty. And the 5-on-3 will be done in 9 seconds as Hartford wins the faceoff and moves in. Sond trying to get the puck out of the net. Gets a slash. That'll be a Rockford penalty. And again, they'll be fighting a 5-on-3. Gilly with the faceoff win, slaps it all the way around the boards. 30 seconds left on the 5-on-3. As Hartford tries to break in, but Stanley's Cup with a nice defensive play, breaking up the pass, and a clear.
Yeah, so far Rockford able to kill off most of this penalty and a couple more, but they've so far in this series, it's cost them, and up 2-0 right now. They want to get this killed and then stay the rest of the game out of the box.
Minute 30 left to go in the first, 20 seconds on the power play so far as Rockford has been able to kill it. And Schneider with the save and now cleared back out again. Shot by Sond, who's deep in the zone. The save by Jones to keep that one out of the net. Wraparound attempt is no good. Hartford just trying to clear it out as the period is coming to an end. And not a good one for the Wolfpack.
Well, Rockford they've definitely come to play in this game here. They looked a heck of a lot more organized. They've got 8 shots on net as compared to the Wolfpack's 1. They doubled them up on time on attack. They came to play in game 6 here. It's been all Rockford here so far in the first period. And, I think if they continue doing what they're due, we're going to be seeing a game 7 tomorrow night. But there's still a lot of hockey to be played.
Coming back here for the second period. Game 6. Hope you folks are enjoying the action as the Rockford Ice Hogs are trying to draw this series to a tie again at 3-all and bring it to a Game 7. Puck flipped on net. Jones, a little bit of difficulty, but able to hold on to it for a face-off.
The Wolfpack need to have a strong defensive start here to start this second period and break the pressure and try and get themselves on the board before Rockford decides to smell blood again and go and get their third goal.
Hartford winning the face-off. Fikes. Now, little pass in, not tricking Schneider. He makes the save, and Stanley's Cup pushes it out. Icing is the call. And another face-off deep in the Rockford zone. As Vikes gets a pass off. The shot is a deflection and goes wide. Hartford now trying to work it back in again, and they do. Stanley's Cup back on defense, breaking that one up and gets it back out to Rave. Gets a shot off, goes wide of Jones. Goosechuck keeping it in. Flies one past the net, just missing. Stanley to Gilly. Shot partially blocked. Jones covers. The net is off its moorings, and so the faceoff outside of the Hartford zone.
So far, Rockford is staying true to form here, Sibs. They're really starting to shoot the puck on the net and trying to get it to the net at all costs. So far, it has really benefited them.
Give it the wraparound, not able to get anything going. Hartford trying to get this out of their zone. Rave able to get it around the board. Still not quite out. Son finally gets up to Stanley's Cup. He gets his pass broken up. And now Rave will start out. .11 minutes left to go in the second. Hartford now breaking out on a 2-on-2. Pass in front, just missed. And now Rockford starting back out as we hit the 10-minute mark of the second period. This game is half over, and Rockford holding on to a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, Hartford's starting to turn it up here a little bit to get towards their zone, but Rockford's been able to stifle them pretty quickly each time. Rockford's looking really good with their defensive strategy so far, and they're getting in the passing lanes, doing a really nice job defending the Wolfpack.
Nice pass from Stanley's Cup to hit Gilly, but not able to control it. Now coming back out are the Wolfpack. Rockford trying to break this up. Pass in front, and Schneider is there, positioned well to get that one-timer in his glove, and he'll hold as Hartford now wins the face-off off of that hold. Schneider with another save now. A good pass in front, but broken up by Stanley's Cup. Playing some good, solid defensive center. Hartford, another shot. Schneider coming way out and able to make a nice save, and Rockford starts back out again. Rave on the left. Gilly, shot. And that one just held onto by Jones. Face-off being battled, still being battled, and Rockford now has it. But the Wolfpack will start out. Limpark with a shot, saved by Schneider. Another on the rebound, a third. Schneider stopping it from hitting the front of the net. Now we're going to have a Hartford penalty as Stanley's Cup gets tripped up. And Rockford with 2:30 will go on a power play.
That was a great job by Schneider there, not only making the initial save, but the second and third save after.
A little better game for Schneider in this one. Rockford on the power play, but having trouble getting out of their own zone. And so now an opportunity for the Wolfpack. Getting it back to the point for Heinekens, who shot is blocked, but another rebound right to Schneider. He makes the save and holds.
That was a really outstanding job by the Hartford penalty killers to go in and possess the puck in Rockford's zone for a short length of time there, killing the clock.
Minute left to go in the second period. 25 now on the power play for Rockford. Rave around the back, gets it over to Gilly, who cannot control the puck. And now it is brought out by Kev and wrapped around. Goosechuck with 6 on the clock. Hartford intercepts, trying to get something going inside. Puck behind the net and loose. And time runs out on the second.
Hartford needs to get something going here in the third period. They're only down by 2, and they're very capable of tying this game very quickly. As we saw a couple games ago, they were down 2, 4-2 late, and came back to take a 5-4 lead to head into overtime as they gave up a late goal. But they have shown that they can score goals in bunches when necessary, and look for them to try and do that here in the third period, as they need to tighten up a little bit defensively so they can start moving the puck up the ice.
We get back out here for the action in the third period. And Rockford off the faceoff, still controlling. Son to Stanley. Flips it on net. Jones almost went too far to his right, but able to get back and make the save. Now we have a delayed penalty. It'll go against Rockford, and another power play for Hartford.
And this could be the beginning of exactly what Hartford needs here. They need to get a goal on this power play and stop messing around, as they really need to get back in this game and get back into this game by getting that goal on the power play here.
Shot goes over the net. Good pass in front. We're going to get another penalty called. And it's going to be another 5-on-3 for Hartford for 1:12. Can they capitalize?
This is really not what you want to see for the Rockford Ice Hogs right now. But if you're Hartford, you have to score, because you don't want to give them the momentum of killing this off.
Nice save by Schneider. Puck is flipped out of the zone by Stanley's Cup, and now Hartford trying to work it back in. Stanley is there, and he intercepts and might have a partial breakaway. Can't get around the defense, as it's a nice play by Heinekens to stop it. And he'll try and work it ahead. 30 seconds now on the one-man advantage for the Wolfpack as they try again to start something up offensively. Kev. Around, Vikes picks it up. Broken up, though, by Rave. And he will throw it into the zone as the power play is over, and Hartford not able to do anything with that. Two-man advantage. They work it back in the zone now, and a beautiful save by Schneider.
That was a great job by Snyder there, holding his ground, keeping square to the shot, and catching that one in his big glove hand.
Another face-off win for Stanley's Cup. Rave stops at the red line, tries to flip it in, broken up, and Hartford trying to control it. And they finally do. Vikes tries to keep it in, but it's now out of the zone again, and they'll have to regroup. 12 minutes in the third. Rockford up 2-0. Son gets that out in front of the net. And now Rockford can clear it out. Much better defensive play this game for the Ice Hogs, as now Stanley's Cup tries to maneuver. Puck in front for Gilly, but could not get a stick on it. Now Stanley's Cup gets his backhander off, but another save by Jones, and Hartford will start out. Tremendous hit there by Rave. And now Sond is deep in to the Hartford zone, trying to get something going.
Yeah, just a couple of seconds ago, Jonesy made a huge save for Hartford. And as we get later in this game, those saves are going to get bigger and bigger, as Hartford needs to try and put this defense together and get down the ice on their own.
Flipping on Schneider is saved. Puck is loose, now taken out by Goosechuck, and Rave will try and get it out. Pass intercepted, but Hartford needs to regroup again. Now Stanley's Cup, another poke check breakaway. Comes in on net. Had a side open but could not connect and gets his own rebound. Good pass to Son. His shot is blocked and saved by Jones and then moved out by Hartford. Stanley can't get a shot off.
Boy, Stanley has just been a forechecking machine in this game, taking away puck after puck and getting opportunity after opportunity. He is having a hell of a game here and has been really strong for his team.
4 minutes left to go in the third and still a 2-0 game for Rockford. Hartford now starting out. Kev trying to find something and is just leveled by Ray. Hartford keeps it in there.
Hit at the blue line there, right at a perfect time.
Puck is behind Schneider. Pass attempt back out to Heinekens is broken up by Gilly, and now he starts out. Minute 30 left to go in his third. Hartford needing something. Kev, shot blocked by Son. Another good defensive play. Puck is loose. Sideboards. And now Rave gets it out to Stanley. Looking for Gilly possibly. Puck is loose though behind the net. And comes back out again. 35 to go on the clock. Hartford coming in. Shot goes wide. Schneider may have gotten a piece of that one. Another pass out to the net. And that is a goal. The first one for Hartford. Took them a while. But they're able to connect.
That was a big time there, and they still haven't taken their time out. They're one goal out of this game now with not very much time left.
20 seconds on the clock. It's a 2-1 Rockford game, and they are trying to play defense, but Hartford is not giving up easily on this one. Now Rave is able to come out with the puck for the Ice Hogs, and Stanley with 7-6. Partial break saved by Jones, and now with 2-1, and this game goes to Rockford, and a Game 7 will happen tomorrow night.
Was this series ever really going to go any other way, guys? I mean, these teams are just so even and back and forth that, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised we're going to 7.
I'm not surprised at all. Like, you know, it's just the way this series has gone. I think ever since game 1, maybe game 2, when they traded blows real early there, you know, we kind of were saying the whole time, this has all the fixings for a game 7 series. And that's exactly what we're going to get here as Rockford gives Hartford kind of a taste of their own medicine in that game. They were relentless on the forecheck. They were sound defensively, and they did just enough getting the pucks on the net early in that first period. And those two first period goals withstood throughout the entire game, and they ended up getting the victory for Rockford. And you know, here we go, boys. Game 7. It's all or nothing now. Anybody can play. Any lineup can be in. We will have one hell of a matchup come tomorrow night.
16 shots on goal for the Ice Hogs, 14 for the Wolfpack. Time on attack almost dead even. But a lot of penalty minutes for Rockford and a lot of several 5-on-3s that they had to defend. And once again, their penalties almost cost them. But tonight in Game 6, their defense, V-High, a lot better than what we saw in the first game tonight. And, boy, I tell you what, scurrying to try and get a lineup together. But that front line, we had a little question about whether or not they were going to have good chemistry. Looked like they've been playing all season long. Rave, Stanley's Cup, and Gilly just magnificent for Rockford and kept the pressure on.
They really did. It was a night and day difference as far as how the lanes on the ice were open for each side in Game 5 and Game 6. I mean, in Game 5, Rockford came out and you know, Hartford was able to skate right around them, skate through them for a lot of that game. Their defense wasn't performing at its highest level, and they came out in Game 6 and they made some corrections. Their Game 6 line with Goosechuck, who we had on before the show, all those guys, they played defensively responsible and did a really good job of doing it. And they got some offense early in the game. from those guys, and it was, at that point they were able to lock it down and keep Hartford from ever really getting anything going. Even on the 5-on-3 penalty, Rockford was able to kill it off, and that was a big story as to why they were able to continue on and win this game. Like you said, unlike Game 5, where it was a totally different story.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, wow.
I
We're in for
Yeah.
one hell of a game tomorrow night, gentlemen.
I think we felt the momentum after that first game. It may have been enough. At least I was wondering if it was enough to help Hartford overcome and just take it to Rockford in Game 6 and run them out of town. But man, they played some tremendous defense in that game. And Stanley's Cup, besides the playmaking, besides the the ability to get shots on net, how about the defensive play that he did, coming back, filling in the slot, going behind the net to make plays? I almost have to make him my star of the game. A great game by Schneider in goal. Let's face it, he is a big reason why that was a 2-1 game. But Stanley's Cup, I think, had a hell of a game in this one and played great defense for a center. And you guys play up front, and you understand the value of that and the way he played that position tonight.
Well, that's what you do as a center. Most centers, it's your job. You're the third defenseman on the ice, and he really did his job tonight. He was relentless on the forecheck. He was back checking hard. He was taking pucks away. He was getting pucks to the net. He was playing defense. He was doing everything tonight. He just had a great game. That's a great job filling in. And, I'm sure Chiz and company are very, very happy that he showed up and played the way he did in Game 6.
Well, it was. I think I don't remember which one of you said it, but definitely it was a situation where it looked like a carbon copy of the first game, but this time Rockford really commanding the ice in that game, and
Even all the way down to the goaltending.
right, right. Just interesting, this back and forth battle. I I expected a good series, but I don't know if I saw this punch for punch kind of thing going on, and that's really what we wound up with, Vihai, for
Yep.
those last 6 games.
We have, the two best teams in the league battling it out here, taking it to a Game 7. The storylines are the number one regular season team in the Rockford Ice Hogs. They had the best record. They have a chance to come back and win this Calder Cup in 7 games, coming from behind in this series a couple of times. And then you also have some may say bigger story, that our first 2 seasons for LG on the PlayStation side, that the AHL team has a chance to be a repeat champion just 2 seasons of play. So that's the other story going into this. Yeah, it's been back and forth the whole time. These teams are very evenly matched, as we've seen. And now we get to ask that question: who plays Game 7? What do these teams decide to go with? Who's going to center up the line tomorrow night for the Wolfpack? Is Beefy going to go out with Hayes, or does he put out a different line, or does he go out with somebody else himself? Does Shiz move himself back to center, unlike Game 5 or 3, that he moved himself over onto right wing while Kraz played center? And does he move himself back to center and bring Kraz up on wing, or do they use the combination that won them Game 6? There's a lot of options that we have going into a Game 7, and it'll be really exciting to see tomorrow night. We get to call our first Game 7 here on LG.
I think the deck is stacked. They're going to be it's going to be a slobber knocker, for lack of a better term. It's going to be absolute fandemonium. They're going to be going at it head to head, top lines, if everybody's available. I hope to God everybody's available for that game. You know, and just like we said, you know, it's almost been like, you know, when one team wins, the team that loses learns something from that game, and in the next game, the other team does exactly what the previous team did to win that second game. It's been like that all series long, and you know, tomorrow night it's for all the marbles, the best first, the best, and you know, it could not be more exciting.
Well, hopefully we'll be hearing from someone on the Rockford team in the next couple of minutes. We may have Goose Chuck back on or whoever else is available. But yeah, this is really this. You know, like the analogy I sort of made earlier, just watching two boxers stand in the middle of the ring and just hit each other one for one, and it's neither one of them's going down. That's for sure. They are both clamoring to take this one eventually. And I don't know what's going to be the difference with a one game tomorrow night. I don't know if it's going to be goaltending. I don't know if it's going to be who's playing center and who, what big scorers are in there. This is interesting. Two great teams that have tremendously talented players, and you may say, oh, well, if Kraz is in, I think that's all out the window. The way these teams have played against each other, they don't care. Either one of them do not care who's out on the ice. They are playing hard every night, and no one has an absolute advantage. It's almost like it's a coin flip to see who is going to have the momentum and beyond that night. And I think the early scoring, we've seen it tonight in both games and in some of these other games. If you get the 1-2-0 lead, it is really, really tough for that other team to get the momentum back.
Yeah. You put it there perfectly, and I almost want to say, do we expect an 8 overtime game tomorrow night to decide this one? I mean, you never know what could happen. We could see Rockford outscore Hartford 6-0 in the first period. Hartford outscore them 3-0 each of the next two periods, and then go into a 8 overtime mega playoff game. That's how it feels this series is going because the teams are so even. And we do have Goosechuck back on now, knowing for sure that he's going to a game 7. He's done his job. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I am so excited, and I think the main reason why is because I stressed a ton in game. I like to talk when we're playing, and I stressed a ton in game, especially when we got up at least 1-0, and then we got up 2-0. I just said, just play. We need 5 defensemen on the ice, and that's don't force anything, don't rush if we don't need to. 5 defensemen. We know Schneider's playing well tonight in net, so. I just stress defense to everybody, and I'm so happy we get to go to Game 7. Win or lose in Game 7, I'm happy we at least got there.
Well, it looks like you guys did basically exactly what we were talking about before the game. You got pucks to the net, and you got 2 goals out of it. Two shots on net, perfectly placed shots, bounced right out to the crashing forward stick, and they put them home. Kind of perfectly planned, exactly what you were talking about before the game.
I did find it funny, yeah, the first goal I just shot and it rebounded right to Gilly. I'm like, that's so ironic because I just mentioned that, and it actually worked because usually I say we got to do stuff, and every time I try to do it, it doesn't work, but it actually worked that time. So that was exciting. Exactly. Exactly. So I was so excited for that. But, we also up front, dude, Rave played insane. I don't know if that's the first time he's ECU'd for us, but he was exactly what we needed. He didn't score 50 goals, but he just played consistent. Stanley played fantastic as well. He's always been a solid ECU for us, but he really played well at center. And again, like I stress everybody, we needed defense, and either him or Gilly or Rave, someone needed to drop back on every single play. We needed 3 guys back around the net and always have 2 guys up so they can go. And obviously the center is your favorite guy to drop back, and Stanley did a hell of a job dropping back, and it really makes a difference when your forwards can play good defense.
Yeah, and his forecheck was outstanding in that game as well. He was all over the place. It was almost like there were 2 Stanley's Cups on the ice. He was flying around. It seemed like the puck was always on his stick. He just had one of those games where he had the feeling, and the game just played to his strengths. And
yeah.
You didn't play well. You didn't play that bad yourself either.
I was really excited with my performance. Personally, I really just wanted to stay at home. My number one pet peeve is taking penalties, and I really think I've only taken 4 penalty minutes in all the playoffs, and I really pride myself on not going to the box when 98% of our team does. So I always like to remind them of that. But as far as Stanley goes, when he usually has played, he's been alongside Chiz or Kraz or somebody who takes control of the game. So now that Gilly's been with us obviously for a while, so he was, I guess, the number one guy in offense. But I guess Stanley said, you know what, he's going to play center. He's going to take control when he needs to take control, and he looked a little shaky, being the number one guy. He had a couple like weird plays that. Obviously, he didn't want to make again, but overall, that's the performance we needed from everybody on the team.
Yeah, you gelled really well together. We were talking about before you came on after the game that it was like a night and day difference between Game 5 and Game 6. You guys were basically able to mirror what the Wolfpack did in Game 5 and play it perfectly in Game 6 using all of their strengths that they had in Game 5, including their goaltending, which was outstanding for you guys. Schneider stood on his head, and your defense, which was like a blanket covering the Hartford offensive attack. They didn't get very many good scoring chances on the net.
No, and that's what we tried to do is, like I said, just stress defense. If you can block any of their breakouts, if you can block any passing lanes, do it, but don't throw yourself out of position. And I think we all just stayed like Marina Conda mentioned earlier, patience is key. When I talked to you guys before the game, and I think we were really patient. I think that really helped a ton. And everyone shut up when we needed to, because I think we all, like I said, win or loss tomorrow night, we all wanted a Game 7. We all wanted that chance to win a championship in LG.
Without a doubt, man. That was highly entertaining. You guys earned that victory, and here we go, dude. Game 7. What
Yeah.
highest stakes you could get. I'm sure you guys are pumped.
Yeah, it's so excited. I just, video game, not a video game. Any sort of competition is
Right.
just, you get so much adrenaline out of it, and the fact that we have, really went all in this season to try to do the best we can, and we've got so many good performances, and we've just been playing so well, and it really is just fitting to be in this spot, and we're hoping we can come home with one in the end, because all the guys deserve it. And as far as I know, we're going to be firing on all cylinders tomorrow night with our lineup. I don't know what it's going to be exactly, but I'm pretty sure everyone's available, so we'll see what we go with.
We're going to take
You've got a lot of options there.
Yeah, we got a couple.
We're going to take a quick look at the goal that you were part of, the first goal of the game for Rockford. And, again, just take a look at the play and how it developed. You wound up with the puck here at the boards and were able to get a nice pass in there, or a shot on goal. And were you playing for the deflection, or were you just trying to get something on net?
I was just playing for something on net, and obviously, whenever I shoot as a D-man, I am looking for a deflection, because that's just the most popular way someone's going to score when a defenseman shoots the puck, for the most part, especially in a league like this. So, but I was really crapping my pants when I skated up there to get that puck, because I hate the pinch, and I pinched it really in a bad spot, and it all worked out, so I was happy. But I was so nervous going up there to try to get that puck. I'm just glad it worked out.
That was the first goal of the game, and of course Gilly putting that one home at 9-12, with Goose getting an assist on that one. But it was tough for you guys all night to try and get something in the middle, and I guess both teams in this game really did well in keeping the middle of the net clear. And I was talking before you came on about Stanley's Cup and the way that he played defense in the center position. Just tremendous when you get that kind of help coming back.
Absolutely, and that's one thing, again, like I said earlier, Stanley I don't believe he's played center for us before, at least not when I've been in game. So, as a wing, when you're playing other games, especially one where you need to score, you're not going back as much. You're somebody who wants to go up and get the puck and get it in their zone as quick as possible. So to see him really be able to understand he needs to get back on defense, he needs to play solid defense, and he just played to perfection, as close as he could to perfection tonight. and it really helped that we had everyone firing all cylinders, especially after having to make some late lineup changes. It couldn't have worked out any better for the circumstances we had.
Yeah, and now you've got these two teams coming down to a game 7, and it's basically both teams are looking at tomorrow saying, we win that game, we win the championship. And if may the better team win. If we lose, at least we gave ourselves a chance to win the cup. You've got the chance. You're going into tomorrow night knowing that Hartford or you, either one, whoever comes out ready to play and fires on all cylinders, will carry away the Calder Cup trophy. And that's something pretty cool to be able to sit here and say that you helped pass the team on to that opportunity.
Absolutely, and it was, and like I said before the game, selfishly I really wanted to win because I'm 1-5 so far in the playoffs. So I was really glad we got so many bounces to go our way when we needed it. So I was able to get the win, be part of that. But yeah, going into Game 7, we know somebody's going to win the championship tomorrow night. It's been a long road to here, especially being part of Rockford with all the crap that's went on throughout the season. It's been a long few months, but
I said, what stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, a couple things maybe you've heard of.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad, it's bittersweet that it's ending tomorrow because, odds are we're not going to get a team filled with the same guys that I've played NHL with for the last few years together again. So it's pretty cool. We get a chance to go home with the championship. But then again, I'm excited to play in the IHL if I get drafted, and then move on to the LGAHL again if I get drafted then. So it's bittersweet that it's ending, but it's also exciting that we're going to be able to I'll be able to continue playing and continue trying to win in the LG.
Yeah, and if you guys are able to pull something out tomorrow night, it'll put a feather in the cap of this season. It's already been really good for the Ice Hogs, and I have to say, whether Hartford wins or whether Rockford wins, you guys had to play a hell of a team to win the cup. It doesn't matter which way it goes. It's been an outstanding season for both teams, and it's been an outstanding series for both of you guys. It's really fun to watch from where we sit. It's not very stressful, but I'm sure it's stressful being a part of the teams.
It is.
Thanks for joining us twice tonight. I know you've taken up more time than a single game in the night usually takes, but thanks for coming back on here to share your win, and good luck tomorrow night. I hope to see you out on the ice for Game 7.
I appreciate it. I'm excited, and yeah, I love coming on. I don't have work tomorrow, so I'm going to be up late, so I didn't mind coming on at all. But I do real quick. I do want to. I feel bad for our other goaltender, Rask. We were going to put him in for Game 6 tonight, but whether it was the lineup restrictions, the timing, or whatever, we weren't able to get him in. And I know he was disappointed he couldn't play because he's been our backbone in net for a majority of the season. So I feel really bad he wasn't able to play tonight, but. I don't know what we're deciding for tomorrow night, but I'd love to see Rask in net because I know he really wants to play for us. So I appreciate that from Rask, and I appreciate everyone on Rockford working their butts off all year to get us to this point. And I want to thank you guys for covering this. It's been really fun listening to the podcast and now being a part of this post-game show, pre-game show, whatever you want to call it. You guys have done a great job all season, so I'm looking forward to Game 7 tomorrow night.
Awesome.
Right
well, thank you very much for joining us both times. It's great having you on, and yeah, I can't wait to see how this thing plays out.
Thanks again, Goose. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Take it
All
easy.
right, take
Have
care.
a good night.
Well,
Wow.
guys, this is what. There goes the prediction for the Calder Cup Finals. We are down to Game 7.
I did say 7 for Rockford. Wasn't that my prediction? Pretty sure I said that. So I still have a shot.
They still have to play it, so don't get too excited.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't. There were quite a few people who didn't necessarily think that it was going to go 7, but man, I tell you what, this has just been a tremendous battle, and it's really, and so it sounds cliche. You hear it all the time on ESPN and wherever else. It is going to really be tough to see anyone lose this series because they have both played so well, and I think I think it's going to be really hard to see a team lose. I think whoever doesn't win this one is going to feel a lot of pain in the end of Game 7, and man, but Mike, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, obviously, even if they don't win Game 7, either one of these teams deserves to win, and they've both played just tremendous so far.
They've both earned every inch that they've gotten this season, and that's attributed to the players. That's all 17 guys on the roster. It's not any individual, it's the team. And that's the beauty of LG is it's the team that wins the cup. It's not the managers, it's not the number one center, it's not your shutdown D man, it's not your goalie. It's the team. And both of these teams are just they're great. They have great players from top to bottom, and they've earned everything that they've gotten this season. And to have it all culminate in a Game 7, you really couldn't ask for anything more. So, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. It's going to be super exciting to watch, and may the best team win.
Yeah. One of the reasons I picked this series to end in 6 games is because how could we possibly expect to be treated to a series this good at the perfect time in the final series of this season? That was part of my thinking is that, of course, we want it to go to 7, but I don't think it's getting there. But here we are sitting less than 24 hours away from puck drop on the most crucial game of the season, the last game of the LGAHL season. Will be Game 7 of the Calder Cup Finals, and the thing I'm still looking for is where these lineups going to be. That's going to be something interesting to watch play out over the next several hours and into tomorrow, where we don't know who the lineups are going to be for either of these teams, but I guarantee that they're going to come to play, and it's going to end up for something for us to be able to enjoy as they're out there stressing it out and having a heart attack playing in a Game 7. So I'm really excited about this. And, one more night. We have one more night this season. That's it. It's almost wrapped up.
This Game 6, 2-1 win for Rockford. As we mentioned, Gilly from Goose with the first goal in the first period at 9:12 to give them a 1-0 lead. They went ahead 2-0 in the first off a goal from Stanley's Cup from Gilly and Sond at 11:02. No scoring in the second, but in the third period, the Wolfpack, very late in this game, got it to 2-1 as Lime Park put one in off of pass from blind ref. Heineken's also with an assist on that goal, but too little too late. And another interesting and fun game between Rockford and Hartford. But this time the Ice Hogs, with a couple of lineup changes on the front, able to pull this one out 2-1. And now Game 7 looms. And I think it's time probably for a couple of final thoughts because I'm tired as hell now and I'm losing my voice. So it's probably time to have one or two thoughts about what we expect tomorrow, Game 7. Mike, why don't you start it off?
Well, I expect the best of the best, and that's what we're going to get. Hopefully, everybody's available for tomorrow night. We got Game 7 coming at you live from LG Hockey Hotline. It's going to be fandemonium out there, and these two teams are going to go head to head, and we're going to see who comes out on top.
Vihai?
Yeah, like I said, game's going to be played tomorrow, Game 7, between these two juggernauts of teams. And we'll see tomorrow when we get on air just what these GMs decide to put out there for their Game 7, everything in the season riding on their lineup. That it's going to be really interesting all the way through, and to see how this comes down to an end, and kind of, even though it's kind of gone by fast but drug on, it's going to put a screeching halt to the end of this season, and we will know who our champions are, whether we have new champions in Rockford or whether we have repeat champions in Hartford, and that's going to be super exciting tomorrow night. Thank you all for listening again, and can't wait to see you tomorrow night for Game 7 and Saturday to wrap up the season. Have a good night.